It's me, Mario!
For almost 50 years, a plumber in red overalls has charmed people all over the globe. But now the little game character is bigger than ever.
Wahoo!
How did Super Mario become a cult figure? And what is it that makes millions of people around the world love him? In 1977, a man walks into the doors of the game company Nintendo in Japan. That man was Shigeru Miyamoto. But what neither he nor others know when he enters the door is that he is going to be extremely influential for the future of the company and the development of the entire gaming industry. His journey into the company began after he met a friend of his father, who happened to work at Nintendo. And this chance encounter opened the door for him to explore his potential within the company. Miyamoto is a trained industrial designer, but he is also a creative type who likes to read and draw. And he knows that in this job he can combine his creative abilities and his technical knowledge. In 1977, significant changes began to unfold in the gaming industry. Nintendo made a decision to cease selling game cards and redirected its attention towards arcade games. At the outset, Miyamoto spent 2 years as an intern, but with each passing year he earned more trust and responsibility. Eventually, the opportunity arose for him to step into a new role, where he would have the chance to develop video games. His initial assignment from the company's executives was nothing short of a significant challenge. He was entrusted with the creation of a game featuring the beloved and widely recognized character, Popeye. Nintendo had secured an agreement with an American company to use this iconic figure, and this game had to be a success. Nintendo was facing a financial crisis following the underperformance of several of its previous product launches. The bosses at Nintendo were confident that Popeye could guarantee success and a significant influx of revenue. Popeye, with his robust physique and love for spinach, was the ideal protagonist, a rugged sailor poised for great adventures. So Miyamoto sets about trying to develop this arcade game starring Popeye, but it's a job that no one at Nintendo has done before. He harbors a specific concern, one he deems crucial in the realm of gaming at that time: the absence of storytelling. The games of that era's success was often defined by completing specific tasks. However, Miyamoto envisioned something different, a game where players could embark on a journey alongside a central character in a richly imagined universe. He drew inspiration from his own childhood experiences, recalling the excitement of exploring the cave near his home. However, it wasn't long before he received a disheartening message. The American owners of Popeye had a change of heart and abruptly withdrew from Nintendo, leading to significant repercussions for the game Miyamoto was trying to create. Now Miyamoto faced the task of discovering a new hero, driven by the urgency of ensuring the success of the game. While he had to abandon what he had initially crafted, this setback eventually proved advantageous. Miyamoto gained the freedom to craft the main character entirely from scratch. His unwavering determination was clear. He aimed to create a character that players could deeply relate to, an individual with a regular job, far from the archetype of a flawless hero, but someone who earnestly gave their best. So he sat down to draw, and from his doodles emerged a grown man. This man had a mustache, was a bit short and stout, wore carpenter's pants and a hat, and got the name Jumpman. Nintendo had immense faith in the world Miyamoto was crafting. During this period, they made the strategic decision to establish offices in the USA. In 1981, they introduced the game Donkey Kong, where Jumpman took center stage. The game swiftly gained popularity, making Donkey Kong a revolutionary force in the gaming industry. Its visual style was groundbreaking, and as Miyamoto had envisioned, players were captivated by the inclusion of a storyline. This innovative game continued to draw in a growing audience, becoming a monumental success for Nintendo. However, in other parts of the world, the gaming industry wasn't faring as well. A few years earlier, American game manufacturers had rushed into the market with the first home video game consoles. This led to an oversaturation of games, produced in excessive quantities and low quality, leading to the video game crash of 1983. Video game companies found themselves with surplus copies of games. They hesitated to dispose of them, fearing potential piracy and resale on the black market, which would ultimately hurt the industry even more. Consequently, companies like Atari buried thousands of video games in the desert of New Mexico. And to be absolutely sure, they paved it over with asphalt. At the same time, Nintendo was closely observing the industry's nightmare, but rather than being intimidated, they found it inspiring. They believed this could be the opportunity of a lifetime to establish dominance in the gaming industry. They realized that despite game industry setbacks, video games themselves were a profitable business. The key was reaching a broad audience with exceptional games. This motivated them to introduce a new game featuring Jumpman. However, the name Jumpman lacked a personal touch, so they decide to give him a new name, and this occurs purely by chance. An employee at Nintendo's US office noticed a striking resemblance between Jumpman and a particular individual. He shared an office wall with a somewhat grumpy Italian man who was a bit on the plump side, sported a thick mustache, and went by the name Mario. And just like that, the charming game character found his name. With a new name in place, Miyamoto and his colleagues dedicated their days and nights to perfecting the new game. They named it Mario Bros, and it was launched in 1983. Now Mario has taken on the role of a plumber, and the game is set in the sewers of New York City. He is joined by his green-clad brother, Luigi, and together they can either cooperate or compete as they work to clear the city's sewers of pesky crabs, turtles, and insects. And Miyamoto can breathe a sigh of relief, because the game immediately becomes a massive success. And it doesn't stop there, because now Nintendo realizes that Mario is a goldmine. They want to use that chubby plumber to reach into people's living rooms, so they decide to develop a console that people can buy and play with at home. And in 1985, they release a new Mario game called Super Mario Bros., and it would conquer the world. Many call Super Mario Bros. The best game ever, not least because of its legendary music. In the years to come, Nintendo continues to create Mario games with Miyamoto at the helm. They aim to keep Mario fresh, constantly giving him new characteristics, new worlds, friends and enemies, so that players never tire of this beloved character. Mario stands as one of the most universally recognized figures in popular culture today. The Guinness World Records recognize Super Mario as the most influential game ever. Furthermore, Mario's iconic theme music has etched its place in history, with renowned orchestras worldwide still performing it to this day. And now Mario has even been crowned with his own feature film that breaks records at the box office.
Problem. There's a human, has a mustache, just like you.
Today, Super Mario is the world's most popular gaming character. The gaming industry would look entirely different without Miyamoto, because he understood how to combine technological innovation and classic storytelling to create engaging games where the player has a more active role. Moreover, he cracked the code on how to reach various target audiences simultaneously. With the popularity he has fostered, he has shaped the childhood memories of people all over the world. Mario is incredibly relatable, a character with whom anyone can identify. In a fast-changing world, there's a certain comfort in returning to the timeless figure of good old Mario, who remains a constant source of joy and nostalgia, no matter how much the world evolves.